Northern Beaches glory. We're going to talk about it this morning. Everything Northern Beaches, growing up on the Northern Beaches, if you've ever wondered what it's like. Um, Northern Beaches, Northern Beaches, Northern Beaches. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Claire Whittier.
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, very good. You. This,
Very good. Until we have to go outside.
I think
It's
people the last
raining.
couple of weeks are starting to go a bit crazy. Literally, people are cooking out.
I think they are. And just sickness. There's so many people with colds right now.
And sick as well. Yeah.
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 Yeah,
But it's all
all
good.
everyone's
We're
in,
okay. We're good.
indoors. We're good. We're good. Just. Now, Cleo, Northern Beaches, the memories that we create growing up because we're on the Northern Beaches, I thought would be an interesting topic and a great topic for people to know, but not only to celebrate the locals and bring back some of the memories, but also for people that are interested in possibly moving to the beaches and bringing a family up, what they could expect and of memories to create when bringing those kids up and in that area. What hospital were you born in?
I was born in an all women's hospital in the city, would you believe? My mum was a bit of a, I don't know, Guru Swami. She was alternate in those days. It was the 70s. So she wanted a water birth, and that wasn't common in those days because not like now where all the hospitals have the birthing tubs. So yeah, that's why I was born in the city, so
That
I could be born
explains
in
you.
water.
That explains Cleo. That explains it all.
I know
A,
it's
a,
out there.
a, a water birth baby. I went to Manly. I was born in Manly Hospital. Now, Cleo, where did you spend the weaner years? The little,
I had
the little.
such a great childhood. When you brought up this topic, it just makes me smile because I did have such a great childhood. I was split between Terry Hills, where we had horses and country, and also the beach. My grandparents lived on Ocean Street, and then we moved back to Mona Vale. But it was always I had the luxury of both worlds, country and beach, all on the beaches, and it was so good.
That's nuts. So, horses, your horses, or you looking after horses
Yeah,
and use the
we had
horses?
horses. We had a couple of ponies, and then moved on to bigger horses. My sister and I used to go through the McDonald's drive-through on our horses and get food. We used to keep them on Warriewood Road.
No.
Yeah, and
Before I forget, can we talk about the open air cinema in Warriewood?
oh, it was there even when it stopped running. It was there forever. Like it seemed like forever. It was like an eyesore. It wasn't functional when I was a kid. Like it wasn't in use. And I used to always walk past going, why isn't this a thing? Remember everyone used to watch Grease and they would go and to the drive-in and Danny Zuko and everyone. I'd be like, why don't we have that?
I remember my parents putting me under my brother and sister in the footwell of the car, and obviously the footwell has a bump in the middle, so I used to like that, and then they used to put they used to put the blanket and their feet over me. So instead of paying for five, they paid for four. Is that bad?
Perfect. But I bet you the car was big. It would have been like a caravan back then.
It was a Mazda 808
Oh, there you go. Oh, no.
station wagon,
Station
and
wagon, yes.
And for people that don't know, you would put the radio on your window and you'd put your car up on like just two little drive up stilt stack things, and everyone would be angled a little bit back looking up at a huge movie screen. And you'd have your popcorn and you'd watch a movie that way. It was cool.
I think that's Meriton now where that was, all those developments there. That's where it was along
So,
Warriewood Road. Do you
yeah,
remember,
wow.
well, I remember sport days especially even days like today, were held at the Narrabeen ice skating rink. For those of you who don't know, that's where Woolworths is now. And that used to be an old ice skating rink. And every Thursday we'd line up out the front and we had an hour to skate. Wild. It was the
And
coolest place ever.
it was, well, an ice skating rink, for people that don't know, was an ice skating rink. Like, this was a hub of young, just recently been allowed to go out kids on a clock, and
Yeah.
we had the skinheads there in Narrabeen
Yeah.
that used to hang outside, and it was rougher.
Yeah. And at some point it got deteriorated and it used to leak. So you'd skate around, these big drops of water would come onto you, and it was, but they also had a thriving business. They had the
Oh,
the shop out the front that had, well, before you went in the foyer. And you'd get all your lollies and your snacks, and then you'd go check out the guys, and the guys would check out the girls. It was like a full meat place. Yeah, it was cool. It was really cool. That
and
was one of my fond places. Do you remember
pe- people lost their
Eleanor Squash
fingers.
Court? Pardon?
People lost their fingers ice skating. If you fall over ice skating, make sure you don't put your hands out, because someone could go past them with the blade when they're ice skating, on the blade on their foot. And yeah, that was that. So what happened? Squash courts.
Yeah, Eleanor Squash Courts. That was another iconic place that we used to go for sport. And then you'd get the guys and like the men that would wear the short shorts, and they took it really seriously. Sort of like pickleball now, but we had the squash courts at
It was
Eleanor.
big.
It was
Um,
huge.
born a water baby. Northern Beaches, horses. Where'd you go to preschool?
I think there was that. I think we sold it. It was that kindy on Ocean Street, on
Lagoon.
Lagoon Street.
Yes,
And because my
yes.
grandma and grandpa lived up the road, so that's where my sister and I went.
I went to
And yeah,
Pacific Parade.
oh, Pacific Parade. That was
There, there was an old house, and they knocked it down since then, and it was the dodgiest, shittiest kindy, but it was only 100 meters from mum, because mum worked at Woolies. So
perfect.
no one cared. It did the job, and it was great.
Drop off, pick up. That's it. You're alive when you got picked up. That's all that mattered.
That's all that mattered. Um, Public school, where'd you go?
Terry Hills Primary, and I also went to St. Joseph's. So when we moved back closer to Narrabeen, we went to St. Joseph's, the little Catholic school there on Lagoon Street. I was going to bring up learning to swim on the northern beaches isn't what it is now for my kids, where you go indoors and it was heated. We learned to swim in the rock pools at North Narrabeen.
And I've
Winter,
got the photos of DY Beach. I've got the photos in
yeah.
the rock pool of me getting so angry, because I kept getting dunked, and I was forced to swim. And it was like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making this so hard? But you're forced to swim.
You were forced. It was torture. They would say, one, two, three, that's it. You're in. You had to swim to the other side. And it sometimes winter, I'd be freezing. And, my mum was always like, oh, just write a note. It's too cold. And it's like, but you had to do it. You had to do it. And that's where we learned to swim. There was no swimming lessons, like they do now, the kids. It was just in the waves, in the ocean, brutal.
Now, fishing was bigger when we were kids. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, fishing was big. It's made a comeback now with the 11 and 12-year-olds. But yeah, fishing, my grandparents used to love fishing on Lagoon, Narrabeen Lagoon. And on the cliffs, Dad used to fish on the cliffs at Warriewood Head, and he would take me and my sister down this track. And it's so dangerous. Like, if you fall, that's it, you're dead, you're off the cliff. But we would follow him down like little kids. Like, you wouldn't even take anyone down there now. It was so dodgy. And he used to catch fish from there.
Well, I remember my uncle used to love fishing, and sorry, I had two uncles, from either from mum's side, from dad's side. But from mum's side, my uncle used to go fishing on DY rocks. And I remember what turned me off cigarettes the most. I think I was 4, maybe 5. And he said, take this cigarette and go and ask that guy to light my cigarette that was fishing like 100 meters away. I was like, cool.
That's
So I ran over to this guy and I'm like,
wild.
hey, you know, can I have, a light? And the guy looks at my uncle. My uncle's going, give the kid the light. So the guy lights it, and I'm running towards my uncle, and I'm looking at the cigarette, and it's going out. I'm going, Oya, it's going. I called him Oya. It means uncle in Serbian. Like, it's going out. It's going out. It's going. Hit it, like smoke it, And I was coughing my guts out, and he was laughing his head off.
Yeah, that's crazy. In the good old 80s where you could get your kids to buy smokes for you at the corner shop. My grandparents used to go get 2 packets of Kent, and then we'd go in there and get the cigarettes for them, and they knew it was for them. Oh, so many good memories.
And memories to my late uncle who passed away on DY Beach, rock fishing.
That's right. You're named after him, aren't you, Mark?
Named after him. Respect to him. Can't go without mentioning. High school. Where did you go?
I went to Marta Maria. Good days. The school is at the top of Forest Road, and at the bottom of the hill used to be farms, and a lot of Italians and Yugoslavs had glass houses. And I just remember there was this one, he was probably Serbian. He'd sit out on his porch and he'd tell all the kids not to cross over onto his grass. He'd get really angry if you got on his grass, and he'd yell at you in the morning on your walk up to school. But you couldn't help going onto his front part of the property because they didn't have what they have now. And so, yeah, it was always like, that morning
My dad
walk.
and his grass, same thing.
Yeah. Get off the grass.
Off the grass.
Where did you go to school, Mark?
Colorado Public.
Yeah.
I used to walk to school every day from, like, I reckon when I started walking, like, it wasn't getting dropped off. It was, you're walking to school. As soon as you can walk. And Cromer High School.
Good old Cromer. Yeah. Yeah, my husband went to Cromer for a bit as well, actually. But yeah, to this day, I can't even think where it is. We never ventured that way that much from this side.
It's near the soccer fields, near the Roach building, near the soccer fields, near Middleton Road. But
Yeah.
was it normal? Was negative reinforcement normal back then?
How do you mean by negative reinforcement in regards
You're
to
never
schooling?
going to be amounting to anything.
Yeah.
You're used, like, you can't say
Yeah.
that as a teacher anymore. But we must have heard it hundreds or thousands of times. Teachers just going, pretty much, you're a loser.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that carried on at home as well. If you didn't get A's or B's, my mum was a bit of a tiger mum, and even if I got something good like an A or a B plus, she'd go, what did everyone else in the class get? If everyone got A's, then that's not very good, is it?
I convinced my parents my quarterly report was annual. And so I had the best out of 4 to choose. Then I convinced them at the end of the year that it was the wrong year. They'd already seen it.
See, innovative even from an early age. But that was the thing as well with parents, that came from other countries. They worked. They didn't have all day to go through your school bag and, check all the WhatsApp groups and checking with the teachers. They just trusted the process.
They trusted the process, and 3 jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Mum was working 40 hours a week at Woolies, the checkouts, the service counter. She was working night fill 4 nights a week to 5 nights a week. So that was sort of from, I think, about 8 p.m. to 12. And she would do hairdressing on Saturday and Sunday
What a
for
woman.
30 years. Dad had his real estate job. He had his he was old. Dad was 20 years older, 15 years older than Mum, so he took it a bit easier and um, lawn mowing jobs. So he had rentals that needed lawn mowing jobs or stratas that needed cleaning, commercial properties, and that was the thing. That was something to do. Oh, I got one for you. Fairlight McDonald's 2 for 1 Mac, 2 for 1 Big Mac out of the newspaper.
Oh my God. That's going
Did
back
you
a
do
long
that?
while. Yes, and everything came in those styrofoam boxes. Do you remember the styrofoam boxes? And the burgers were
Yeah, it
big. They were huge. And Big Mac, you needed two hands to hold it.
was big.
Not
Big
now.
Mac was big.
It
A Big
wasn't
Mac was
big. It
big,
was
but on
massive.
tight ass Tuesdays they would print in the newspaper the 2 for 1 Big
Coupon.
Macs, and Dad would cut out the coupons, and off we go and buy them. No
I
chips, no drinks,
remember,
just the Big Mac.
yeah, no, that was that. I remember those. And do you remember in Woolworths, they used to have the cordial machine, one red and one green, and it was 20 cents a cup.
No,
It was
what
a
is it?
big, it was a cordial vending machine, and that cordial was so strong and pungent. It was like sugar in a cup. What like a slushy would be now, but it just had that taste. It was so good. And you put your 20 cents in and you get a cup of red cordial or a cup of green. And every time my
Nah.
grandma would take us to the shops, we'd always get one and then bounce around the walls all afternoon. Yeah.
What about the glasses the Wogs collected off the back of the receipts from Woolies or Coles?
Oh my God. The
Did you
full
ever get
set.
those?
Yes, my
All set.
grandparents
Yeah.
definitely had those. And then they'd use it for
I had to go
vino, they'd use it for
collect
guests.
receipts out of. I had to go collect the receipts out of trolleys, other people's
Oh,
receipts.
oh my God. So you could get the
Yep.
collection.
Oh yeah, we supplied the whole Serbian community.
Oh my God. It's so, and
Before we
that,
go, um, can we talk about the nightclub days in Northern Beaches?
I think we went viral last time we talked about the nightclub one when we've done it. Cartoons, Figure Five, DY, Rock Lily. Then you had, the old Sands, which was always great for bands. But I think probably one of the most
Rock
popular.
Lily?
Yeah, Rock Lily was big for me. I lived up the road, off Vineyard Street, so we could walk. Friday night was under 18s. Saturday nights were over 18s. And back then we had the driver's license that you could peel open the laminate so you could etch the numbers out. And I made my 79 a 71. So I could get in.
No,
Yeah.
anywhere. Dollar drinks at Jet Club in DY.
Do you know those scenes where you'd line up all the way around the corner to get into the Jet Club, and your feet stuck to the ground because it was always bourbon and Coke or vodka and cranberry, or it wasn't
Ah,
cranberry, it was creaming soda or something.
and you could carry 10 drinks in each finger. You'd have a plastic cup, and the floor would be full of plastic cups. The cheapest, nastiest alcohol that could ever be served, but no one complained. Nobody can. No RSA.
That's wild, isn't it? And I had older cousins, and if I was seen there, I'd be in trouble. So yeah,
In there.
they dog.
How,
Yeah.
it's the beaches has been, and look, I can still I got to back up what you said at the beginning, which was very touching about having a great childhood, because it's all we want for our kids, and I can definitely say that the Northern Beaches will and has done that for me, and will do that for people. I think it's just a great place to bring up a family. It's safe. Um, it's far enough away from harm, but close enough to convenience. It's got the lakes for fishing. It's got the beaches. The schooling was great. Wow.
Yeah, we're very fortunate. I think there's a handful of us that grew up in the office, you know, so more or less together. Like I know Stevan went to Pittwater, but he had friends. He was friends with my neighbor when we lived in Monavale. And you know, it is family orientated, like you said. And I do love bumping into people I went to school with and all of that in our day-to-day work, you know, and I think that's special. I do, yeah, I do feel fortunate, even in this rainy, crappy weather.
You do.
Yeah.
Cleo, thank you so much. I think this is the longest. We're meant to go for 5 or 10 minutes. We went for 20, but we are so passionate about the beaches. We loved growing up in the northern beaches. I just couldn't cut it short.
No, me either. Have a great day, everyone. We'll do another one.
Thanks, everyone. Go to the northern beaches. Yeah. See ya.